Right now we're going to play some Tom Taylor. Tom's going to be live on the phone in a few minutes' time. We're going to be phoning him in the States. 8 hours behind. He should be asleep, Tom. This is Tom's song called When I Say That I Love You.
We've been together for so long, and our love is built on something strong. Unending love is what I send when I say that I love you. You best believe it, because these words are true. I'm bending steel and broken glass. They cannot separate what's meant to last. 'Cause you are my love, you're my best friend. And when I say that I love you, you best believe it, because these words are true. And when I say that I love you, you better believe it, because these words are true. I love you. I love you. When I say that I love you, you best believe it, because these words are true. And when I say that I love you,
Lovely sound, beautiful sound of Tom Taylor.
better believe it, because these words.
When I say I love you. And Tom's on the line from the States, 8 hours behind. First of all, Tom, tell me, what are you doing up at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Well, I'm actually typically up pretty late. Not usually this late, but just a little later to talk to you.
Right, okay, Tom, we've got a very low line, so you have to shout into your phone. But we're playing your music because we play all the best unsigned music here in, during this program between 10 and 12 on a Saturday morning. We've been playing your songs, and it's nice to get some feedback from the artists, because we play many artists, we never hear from them at all. But you got in contact with us and said, look, thanks for playing your music. Now tell us all about yourself.
Well, I'm basically, I mainly do Christian and gospel music, but I've recently been crossing over to mainstream to kind of get more of an audience for my music. And the song you just played is one of those singles that have crossed over. And all my influences include James Taylor, the Eagles, the Beatles, and just a lot of those classic rock artists. And yeah.
Well, Tom, we do appreciate you staying up until 3 in the morning. Tell us, whereabouts are you? You must be on the West Coast.
I live in a little town called Sequim. It's up in northwest Washington State. I live about a 2-hour drive from Seattle.
Beautiful, lovely Seattle. You're very, very temperate, very mild, isn't it, Seattle? Very temperate climate up there.
Yeah, I tend to think that the weather here is similar to England. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I've That's what I've thought.
Yeah, well, this year we've been very lucky over here in the UK because it's been very warm. It's been a lovely summer, but suddenly last week it decided to get very cold, and today it's rainy. But it's typical Cotswold weather. I don't know whether you know the Cotswolds. It's a beautiful area of the United Kingdom, very close to Oxford, between Oxford and Stratford-upon-Avon, two towns that normally people from the States know quite well. And we've got a lovely countryside, and especially this time of year, autumn in the Cotswolds is fabulous. So I imagine the same in and around Seattle.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful place, and yeah, we love it here.
Okay, now Tom, we're here to talk about your music. Tell us, how long have you been writing songs for?
I started writing songs probably about 8 years ago or so. So I was in my mid-20s before I even started writing. Before that, I just basically I played guitar and just cover tunes and basically for my own pleasure. But suddenly I was able to write my own material, and just opened a whole other door for everything. Suddenly there was all this music that I could pursue on my own. So yeah, it's been incredible.
Well, the music is incredible. That's why we play it here. We literally do have about 100 tracks a week that are sent to us by various artists, and we listen to each one of them and every one of them at least half dozen times to try and get a good flavour into the programme of music, and lots of good reaction about your songs. Now, obviously you play guitar, but do you play any other instruments as well?
I also play bass guitar quite a bit, like on my albums. I play the bass guitar quite a bit. I play a little bit of keyboard. And some of the drums on the album are synthesized, and I play those basically on a keyboard.
Yeah. Now your songwriting. You mentioned inspiration, influences. The very famous James Taylor. No relation, I assume.
Oh no.
And what about the other influences? Because you can hear in your music that you've picked up styles from so many people.
Oh yeah. I just grew up from my parents listening to all those great artists, and Genesis is another one that I love, and Steely Dan is one of my very favorite bands. So some of my songs can have that kind of jazz flavor to it that I've picked up from their music, and yeah.
Well, Tom, I'd like to hear that music, because I must admit the only songs I've heard from you are the couple that I've got here. The one we played, When I Say That I Love You, and the one we're going to play right now called Taking Me Back. I'd love to hear some more stuff, some more music from you. So please do keep in touch with us and send us emails about the music, and send us MP3s if you can. And I'll be playing more of your music on NCCR.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to.
And if you're ever coming over this way, you must come and play live for us here in the studio. That would be wonderful.
Oh, I'd love to visit the UK. Never ever been there, but it's one of the places I'd like to see.
Anyway, Tom Locke, thanks ever so much for staying up until 3 o'clock in the morning. All I will say, all I will say to you now, Tom, is go to bed.
Oh, I will.
We're going to play Tom's song.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. We're going to play Tom's song, Taking Me Back, which we've been playing for a few weeks, and it really is lovely. So have a listen to this. Thanks, Tom. Sleep well.
Thank you.
The sun shining down, my familiar old hometown will always hold a special place the life that I've embraced, and the memories, they'll come flooding back from an old song on my stereo. I travel in my mind to a simpler time. It's taken me back. And now that I am grown, got a family of my own, I couldn't ask for anything more. But down the road I am sure that the memories, they'll come flooding back from an old song on my stereo. I'll travel in my mind to a simpler time. It's taking me back. I'll keep looking ahead. I know that I am blessed. It's taking me back.
Very good singer-songwriter, and you heard him live on NCCR. That's Tom Taylor. Brings a whole new meaning to Sleepless in Seattle, doesn't it, really? 3 o'clock in the morning, and Tom stays up to tell us about his music on NCCR. Well done, Tom. We're going to be playing more of your stuff. Love you dearly.